Now, who's ready to get down with the sickness? Let's do this shit. Disturbed rankings. All albums in my preference. Let's go over them. The Sickness. I believe this was 2000. David Draiman debut. For the rest of the boys as well. This is fucking A category. I don't care what people say. This is a badass album. Still holds up to this day. I grew up on this album. I grew up on Down with the Sickness. Stupefy. All the records on here. So this shit holds some nostalgia with me. And it still fucking holds up till this day. Voices. The Game. Stupefy. Down with the Sickness. Violence Fetish. All that shit. And I'm always coming back to this album right here. This is the first album I think of when I hear Disturbed. I think of The Sickness. A category. Fuck off. Next up, we got Believe. The problem with Believe is that it's a pretty, straightforward album. Not in a really good way. Sounds really copy and paste, same formula and whatnot. Which is okay when bands do that and whatnot, but every fucking song sounds the same on this thing. There's not really bad songs on this thing, none that are, if I shuffle, it's going to be a piece of shit. It's not like that. The songs are good on here, but like I said, they just sound pretty the same after a while. I think there's probably like 12, 14 songs on here, and when you hit probably like that 5-6 song mark, you're like, all right, I'm getting used to this fucking thing already. Same type of shits. And that's the only problem I have with it. Other than that, and like the mixing on this thing is very low. When you listen to this thing on streaming networks, all the streaming services, when you listen to Sickness and 10,000 Fists, The Sickness has got remastered, so it's going to sound crisp. But when you listen to all the other albums, this shit sounds fucking low. It was not mixed that well. So that's another problem I have with this thing, is that the crunch is not on this album like the rest of the Disturbed album. So I'm going to keep this in C. Not a bad project, but still, worth checking out. Good shit on here. Darkness, the last song on here, really good closer. And Prayer is a really good opener. So definitely worth checking out. Next up, we got 10,000 Fists. With 10,000 Fists, this is a great combination between The Sickness and Believe. This one right here is really versatile, I'd say. A lot of the tracks are switch up back and forth, different formulas, some electronic, some crunchy. Definitely David Draiman standout album. His fucking singing on this thing is really operatic, really just, sounding real opera-ish. Phantom of the Opera is what David Draiman is on this thing. Killing it. Not yet Donegan standout album. That is soon to come. But Draiman is seriously killing shit on this thing. He never fell apart. There's not an album where David Draiman sounds like shit. But on this album right here, he sounds great on this thing. Especially on Stricken. Love that shit. 10,000 Fists is a great opener. I love Sacred Lie and Just Stop, Guarded. All the fucking songs on here really go well together as an album. This is B for me. It's a good project by the boys. Not like they're not as crazy as Sickness, but not as slow tempoed as Believe. So it fits really well in B. Next up, we got Indestructible. This album is a fucking beast. Literally every song on this album just filled with power, punches you in the face, just feels hot, fiery. And this album really makes you want to work out. I just love this shit. This is one of those albums I love playing from top to bottom. Has great energy. David Draiman bringing back that staccato, rappy flow he was doing on Sickness. And this is the album where Draiman or Donegan was actually standing out, killing it in the riffs. The riffs are chunky. They sound great. Like I said, real fiery project. I'm loving The Curse. Criminal. Torn has a great guitar solo. Really great project for live too. This one is really beneficial for a live performance. I noticed that they snatch a lot of songs off this album when they're doing live. So good shit on here. Definitely Perfect Insanity was also supposed to be on The Sickness, and you can hear that classicness when you check that out. And it's a good fucking track. Dope fucking shit on here. Next up, we got Asylum. Indestructible's A, and also Asylum is A, because this album follows up the power. I love the crunch this one has. This is probably the most crisp out of all their albums. when you listen to this one on streaming and headphones, just the crispness, the loudness. I think this is the loudest album that they made. Asylum, The Animal, even Sacrifice is a really great fucking track. Donegan has great riffs. Feels like a really dark album, maybe a little darker than Indestructible. Indestructible deals with some really deep topics for David Draiman. This one, if not deeper, but still just as dark. If not just as dark, then it's deeper, because there's some rough shit on here, especially the song My Child. Really dark shit on this thing. And again, one of those where it's like top to bottom, great shit. Warrior, great momentum on this thing, brings out the beast in you. Indestructible and Asylum definitely bring out the beast in you. Great music videos, and definitely worth having on CD if you don't have that. Next up, we got Immortalized. Immortalized kind of slowed down the tempo. We still got some good shit on here. Great lyrics, great power, great messages. I love the song Fire It Up. Me being a stoner, checking that song out, I'm going to enjoy that shit. I love that one. Never Wrong. Love the lyrics to that song. I think that's some of my favorite lyrics by Disturbed. Love that shit. The Light is another fucking real emotional song. I love the message behind that song. And the Vengeful one, Open Your Eyes, really good songs for live, for the boys to do. Good shit on here. I just think that just not as much power and crunch as Asylum and Indestructible. Some songs on here just sound like fillers. I think this is when we're starting to get some of the filler songs for Disturbed, but still good shit on here. Disturbed doesn't make trash songs, but just a couple filler songs, I'd say. Next up, we got also they dropped The Lost Children, which isn't on here, but I'm gonna include that in the C category. I know that's not on here, but still good shit on there. Especially for a B-sides project, I still think that it doesn't sound flat. It doesn't sound like what you would expect from a B-side project. Good shit on there still. Definitely check that out. That's going to be in the C category. I know it's not on there, but just, C category for me. Next up, we got Evolution. Evolution, this was when I feel like the boys were kind of toning down a notch and going down their, that their niche. They found that their lane and they're sticking with it. Are You Ready is a good opener. But for the rest of the tracks, I really think the momentum kind of slows down after Are You Ready. I think that A Reason to Fight is a good slow tempoed song. For Disturbed doing covers and just doing slow ballads and stuff, David's always going to kill it. So, I can't hate on that song. No one can hate on that. But as a project, it is really slowed compared to the rest of the albums by the boys. So you're going to hear that, and some may like it, some it may get to. But as a whole project, it's not bad. But this is when Disturbed was kind of slowing down their energy a little bit, and it didn't have that punch in the face, that battle-like sound on the previous projects. So it's going to be in the C right next to Believe. Not a bad project, but not as crazy. And last but not least, well, maybe least, Divisive. We got Divisive by the boys. Now, with this project, the problem I have with it is this is probably the most radio-friendly, copy and pasted formula, more than Believe by Disturbed. I was hoping we were going to get a mixture of Asylum, maybe just bringing back that power sound. I'm not wanting them to do the same thing over again, but I know what Disturbed does best, and I know that sound by Disturbed. The sound that we all love. This shit just really sounded like made for the radio, made for B95, whatever the fuck it is. And that's the problem I have with this project. I love just the rawness and just the roughness and aggressiveness of Disturbed. That's what I fucking just go for them for, Even though when I'm not working out, I'm going on walks, smoking weed, chilling out, just whatever it is, I'm always playing Disturbed for their adrenaline rush. With Divisive, this album really doesn't have that much Disturbed sound that I love. It's not a bad project. There's not songs on here that are terrible, but there are songs on here that are just like, all right, You know, they just sound really tame, really generic for rock and roll, for hard rock, for Disturbed, for just in general rock. And that's just the problem I have with this, you know. I would say it's probably their lowest album, but still, as being their lowest album, it's not a bad project. I'm still happy that they're dropping songs. A lot of bands are breaking up these days. A lot of my favorite bands don't really make music or take a long fucking time to make music. Nine Inch Nails takes hella long. Depeche Mode takes a pretty long time. Linkin Park ain't making music really anymore. So, you know, so I'm happy that Disturbed is still here and just, you know, still working because I love this fucking band. So, with that being said, guys, I'm always coming back to I'm never going to get tired of The Sickness, Indestructible, Asylum. Pretty much those 5 right there, just Up to Believe. Those are the ones I'm fucking with. Evolution, sometimes. I don't mind hearing it live. But Disturbed, baby. This is my ranking right here, guys. Let me know what your rankings are. Let me know what your favorite albums are, favorite song by the band is. What other tier list rankings I should do. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on my rankings and stuff. And with that being said, guys, later.